Hi everybody, just wanted to show you my new Marlin 795 that I got. I actually won a target shooting competition and got a certificate for a free rifle. After a little bit of horse trading, I was able to end up with this, a Marlin 795 stainless steel. The barrel's all stainless steel, it's got a nice profile to it. I believe that the receivers on all of these things are all actually aluminum that it's painted. The reason I like this one is because it's got the last shot hold open feature, and it's got the detachable 10-round magazine. This is pretty much the same action as the Marlin 60. The Marlin 60, of course, being a tube-fed magazine, and this being detachable 10-round. There are some companies that claim to make higher capacity magazines than the 10-round factory magazines, but from what I've heard, they're all nothing but trouble. So stick to the factory, either 10-round or 7-round magazines. And I'm going to do a little bit of shooting here, show you how it works. This is the first shots right out of the box new. I just cleaned it last night, so you'll kind of see all there is to see, good, bad, or ugly. All right, enjoy. I'm going to go for a longer shot, more for accuracy, since I'm going to have this rested on a bench instead of freehand. Here's my target out there, it's a steel plate. This is almost too easy. It's a little stiff pulling the old magazine out. I figure out what's going on there. Last magazine. I'll zoom in on the camera here so you can kind of see the target. But I think it works pretty well. Ooh, hot, hot, hot. Ooh. Yeah, it's getting hot. Well, I pretty much shot everything there is to shoot out here, so I think you get the point. I've been pretty happy with this Marlin 795 stainless. Just a couple parting words before I close out the video. It only came with one magazine. I was able to buy extra magazines for about $23 or $25 each. You can find them on Gunbroker. These are the same magazines as the XT22, I believe. I was told. Don't quote me on that, but there's a certain part number you look for these on, and they're kind of common to most of Marlin's modern semi-auto and bolt-action rifles. A couple of negatives I would say about this rifle is that the magazines, once they go in and trying to pull them out, they're kind of hard to do. This takes a lot of tension to pull this back, and then the magazines definitely do not drop free. You have to take some force and rip them out. I think there's a magazine disconnector lever in there that's holding them in. Also, this little sheet metal tab that holds them in is kind of cheesy. So it definitely takes some force to pull them out. It's hard to do a quick magazine change. The main accessory I'd like to buy for this is a magazine loader. The buttons are... There's no button on the side to help with loading, and putting the rounds in is very tough, and there's a lot of sharp edges and stuff on the top. It's murder on my thumbs. If I could get a magazine loader accessory, that would be the one thing I'd really need. The other thing I would say is about the trigger. It's a plastic trigger, I believe, in there, and the components in there are similar to a Marlin 60. There's a company that makes an aftermarket trigger guard and a metal trigger that's supposed to help that. You can also do some other things to trigger work if you have a gunsmith that can do it for you properly. I definitely would like to have a shorter reset and a low over travel adjustment on this for the rapid firing on the Ruger rimfire challenge that I have to do multiple shots on the same target. that's where I would really need some help on the trigger, but for general plinking use, it's adequate. But really, if you want to fool around with extra trigger components and doing stuff like that, then you probably want to buy yourself a Ruger 1022. They have easily swappable triggers and barrels, and you could easily spend 2 to 3 times as much as you paid for the rifle. Getting back to the use of what you would buy this for, I bought this stainless steel version for under $200, and if you buy the regular blued version of the Marlin 795, you can get it for right around maybe $125 if you find a good sale, or if you know an FFL that can order it for you at a good price. So given that kind of the value equation of this, it ruins it if you're going to run around and change a bunch of parts. I don't have to change the barrel to get good accuracy. I've already got good accuracy out of the box. Maybe I do a little bit of work to the trigger, but if I change this trigger group and start hiring a gunsmith to do some work for me or swapping parts, then I'm easily up to paying more than originally paid for the rifle. So you got to think about that before you start. What do you really want to do? You end up spending more to get where you want to go. The Marlin 795 is pretty good out of the box. The stock is a little bit on the short side for an adult, but still usable. It's not quite a small child size, but it's somewhere in between. The sights are, the iron sights that it came with are a folding rear leaf sight with a high visibility polymer red front sight that has a shroud on it to protect it. One important thing is about the bolt release. Now this right here is the bolt, this lever right here is what activates the bolt release last shot hold open, but there's actually a separate bolt hold open from this bolt knob right here. If you pull this bolt knob back and then push it down in, or push it into the side, that actually holds the bolt open separate and independent from the last shot hold open. So if this is not working, then pull your bolt knob out, and then it's resting on the last shot hold open feature. That causes it to work properly there. So 2 separate independent ways of holding a bolt open that could be confusing. Just be aware of that. So between on camera and off camera, I've fired about 200 rounds, and I've been very happy with this. I think this would be a good steel shooting rifle, or just a general 22 target rifle. The accuracy seems to be very good, but it's still lightweight. All right, thanks for watching.